All right, today we're gonna make a cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving, which of course you could also use for Christmas. It's very simple, but I add a little twist to it with some dried apricots in there to give it a little bit of sweetness for the tanginess of the cranberries. And we're gonna start with the ingredients, okay? So what we're gonna use is 2 bags of, these happen to be organic cranberries. These are 12 ounces each. We're going to need some dried apricots. We're going to need a fresh orange, some orange juice, and some orange marmalade, and some sugar, and that's it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ingredients, and that's it. And it's very easy, and it's so good, everyone is going to go nuts over it. And you could even use the leftovers for marmalade, like marmalade on your toast in the morning, or jam for your toast. Alright, so we're going to wash these 2 bags of cranberries, and this recipe that I'm giving you will be enough for 8 people. These happen to be organic, but of course you still want to keep them, have them nice and clean. And then what happens is when you put your hand in here, you're going to feel for any that are soft or a little bruised. You'll be able to feel them with your hands. Seems like I don't happen to have any in here. And these all look really good. I'm very fortunate for that. Okay, now we're going to put them on the stove. So you're going to take a nice saucepan. Give yourself one that has enough size to it. And we're going to put, for those 2 bags of cranberries, we're going to put about a half a cup of orange juice. That's it. It's not going to take a lot. Okay, then for every bag of cranberries, we're going to use a cup of sugar. Now I know it seems like a lot, but those cranberries are very bitter, and we want to make sure that this is not going to be bitter for yourself or your family. You want to be nice and sweet. So you've got 2 cups of sugar. Okay, 1 cup for every 12-ounce bag. And stir it up really well. And it's going to dissolve pretty fast, but you want to keep stirring it to make sure that we don't have any graininess in here at all. Okay, so as you can see, that came to a pretty fast boil. I'm going to make sure that sugar is dissolved. Sugar is all dissolved. Okay, that looks ready. And now I'm going to take my cranberries and just pop those in there. They're beautiful. This is the color of the season. And we're just going to stir that all up. Get them nice and coated. And what's going to happen as they start cooking is you will see they're going to start to pop. When they start to pop, for a couple of minutes, that's when you know they are going to be ready. So while that's cooking up, we're going to cut the apricots that we need to put inside there. So this is a 8-ounce bag, or 226 grams of apricots. This is too many for that amount of cranberries that I have, because we don't want it to be an apricot sauce. It's a cranberry sauce with a little bit of apricot in it. And we're going to chop these up, and because they're sticky, they're dried, they normally stick to the knife. So what we're going to do is I'm just spraying this with a little bit of coconut oil spray, and we're going to take these and just start chopping them up. I'm going to spray it again because I'm going to give it a nice little chop now and get them into some pretty small pieces. Just keep chopping that up till you get a nice fine pieces. So what I'm going to do, as soon as I have this done, look at that. That's a nice small fine chop. Some are a little bit bigger than others. That's fine. And we're just going to take that and put that right into, because these need to plump up with the liquid. So we're going to take it and put it right into the cranberries that are cooking up. And we're just going to incorporate that within that orange juice, and it's getting all the nice flavor from the orange juice. And the cranberries are starting to get happy now. So right now we have 4 of the 6 ingredients in here. We have the sugar, that's 1 cup for every 12-ounce bag. We've got the orange juice, which was only about a half a cup. We cooked the orange juice and the sugar and really dissolved that sugar first before we put the cranberries in. Then we threw the cranberries in. I chopped up about 1/3 of a cup of apricots, dried apricots. Chopped them up pretty fine. Putting them in with this juice that's cooking with the cranberries right now so the apricots start to plump up. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add the orange marmalade. This is regular jarred orange marmalade. This happens to be organic, Mediterranean. I'm going to use about 1/3 of a cup in here. That's a pretty heavy 1/3 of a cup, as you can see. And make sure that that's incorporated very nicely. So what that orange marmalade does is gives it that nice little tang. And let's see if we can zoom in on this and start to hear those cranberries starting to pop and see it. So they're getting, that syrup is getting a little bit heavier. You're hearing them pop. There they go. That's the skin is starting to burst on those, and that's what you want them to do. You want that skin to open up so that cranberry opens up and the flavor of the orange and the sugar can get in there. This is really how you would make even a jam with any other fruit. And that's what I discovered when making this, because I had the leftover cranberry sauce, and it literally is like a jam that you can put on toast or anything else that you like a little sweetness on the side. Okay, so you can see we have boiled this for about 4 minutes, really not more than that. And we could see the orange marmalade in there and the little pieces of the apricots, and that the cranberries have really kind of opened up, and some of them are still whole, some of them are open more than the others. That's exactly what you want. And that sauce is sticking to the spoon but coming off. That's exactly the consistency that we're looking for. So we're going to take this mixture that we made and we're just going to pour it into our serving container, because it's going to set in there. You don't want to change the container, the serving dish. You're going to pour it right into that, and this is the one you're going to serve it in. So make sure that you have that all ready. We're going to pat that out a little bit. And what I like to do is just put a little bit of fresh oranges on here, and you can set this up any way you want. You could put it around the bowl, you can put it on top, you could even put a little mistletoe in the center if you like. Whatever you desire. And that's how it's going to be served. Isn't that beautiful? And your guests are going to absolutely love it. You could also put it in smaller or even individual containers, but I don't think so. I think this is the way to present it. And this is traditional American Thanksgiving cranberry relish. Sometimes people make it where it's just